Life outside the walls carries on as usual. The outside guinea fowl flock is much smaller now. Most of them have paired off for the breeding season and are sitting on nests, but their voices still drift in while I'm here with the babies. And now I wanted to show you some of my garden plants. One of my garden plants is this Brunfelsia. I actually have a few in the garden. The one that was flowering earlier has just finished. Its blooms are smaller and it's the highly fragrant one. But the moment it stopped, this other Brunfelsia burst into bloom, and its flowers are noticeably larger but with no scent at all. So I started wondering if I might actually have two different species, Brunfelsia latifolia and Brunfelsia passiflora. They're both known as the yesterday, today and tomorrow plant because the flowers change color over 3 days. Deep purple is the yesterday, soft lavender is the today, and white is tomorrow. The latifolia blooms are usually about 5 centimeters and beautifully fragrant, while the passiflora carries the bigger flowers but little to no scent. And then here's my wild rhubarb, also called bear's breeches, or acanthus mollis. Those big dramatic leaves always make it look like a little forest on its own. From here I pan across to the jasmines. I actually have 6 different types of jasmines in the garden, and I've been waiting so long for them to make their first proper flowers. I planted one jasmine at the spot where my little Cape white-eye gremlin is buried, hoping it would climb up the tree. I think I have managed to successfully identify it as the river jasmine, or Jasminum fluminense. It's not a natural climber. You really have to help it, but it sends out these long shoots that want to go somewhere. The other 2 are in pots, also meant to trail up, but they're stubborn. River jasmine, known scientifically as Jasminum fluminense, is a vigorous evergreen climber that thrives along warm, subtropical and tropical regions, especially near riverbanks and moist woodland edges, which is how it earned its common name. This species belongs to the olive family, Oleaceae, and is easily recognized by its glossy green leaves and clusters of small, star-shaped white flowers that bloom generously through the warmer months. Although delicate in appearance, river jasmine is a remarkably hardy plant. It tolerates both full sun and partial shade. The stems are long, flexible and climbing, often scrambling into nearby trees or structures. Its flowers release a gentle, sweet fragrance, less intense than some of the more famous jasmines, but still noticeable on warm evenings or when you brush past it. The jasmine by this pillar is the Madagascar jasmine, also known as the bridal veil. I moved it from another spot where it did not do well, and I love the fact that it has got intensely fragrant flowers. The orange jasmine, Murraya paniculata, is one of those plants that quietly blends into the garden until the moment it decides to bloom. Native to Southeast Asia and Australia, this evergreen shrub is known for its glossy, deep green leaves and its neat, compact growth. But its real magic lies in its flowers, small, pure white blossoms that release a powerful, sweet citrus fragrance, especially in the early mornings and evenings. I walk past mine many times a day, and when it's in bloom, it becomes an absolute joy. Planted in just the right spot, the scent gathers in the air and fills your nostrils long before you even reach the shrub. The star jasmine, Trachelospermum jasminoides, trails gracefully up the pillar on my stoop in front of my bedroom, turning the entrance into a living column of green. Although not a true jasmine, this evergreen climber is loved for its glossy leaves and its clusters of small pinwheel-shaped white flowers. In the warmer months, those blooms release a rich, sweet fragrance that drifts on the air, especially in the evenings. It's a hardy plant, thriving in full sun to partial shade and it clings easily to supports as it winds its way upward. As it grows, the stems become woody, giving the plant strength and structure. Right here on the stoep, the star jasmine adds both beauty and scent, greeting me each time I walk past with its calm, comforting presence. And then we have miracle in the spider plant. In Afrikaans, it is called hen met kuikens. Miracle has become a true destructor of especially my pot plants. And Rio, the Indian ringneck, is not going to let this opportunity go by to scold Miracle very loud and very clear. Second to last is this jasmine, the pink jasmine or Jasminum polyanthum. It has now stopped flowering, but when it was at its peak, I did feature it in one of my previous videos, The Fairy's Gift, a Garden Song. Now this is very difficult to identify, but it's definitely not summer or spring flowering. And I have an idea looking at the leaves that it might be the white jasmine, Jasminum polyanthum. The most unexpected and biggest surprise of them all came during my Google search to identify the different jasmines in my garden. After so many guesses, this one finally revealed itself as Trachelospermum asiaticum, the snow and summer jasmine. Its leaves already draw your eye with their soft mix of greens and pale pinks, but the true magic appears when you bend down to greet it. There, tucked between the foliage, are tiny clusters of white, star-shaped flowers, and from them drifts that unmistakable, delicate perfume, light, sweet, and quietly enchanting, the very essence of what makes jasmines so beloved. Here you can see Spickles perched confidently on the little toadstool. In later videos you'll notice I still haven't fixed it up. My nerves simply can't take the risk, not with tiny babies running underneath and adults settling on top. If it fell, it would crush them in an instant. And then, just briefly, a yellow clivia appears, one of my late father's favorites, a gentle reminder of him in every bright bloom. This is a male ungulate tortoise, one of our regular Jurassic sightings. They're not exactly the most thrilling creatures to film. How many times have we sat watching either Paleozoic or Jurassic, only for them to stay perfectly still, as if time itself has paused around them? Yet there's something ancient and grounding in their slow, deliberate presence. And then Miracle's beautiful blue head appears in the frame. He too seems puzzled, tilting his head as he studies this old creature with a shell on its back that refuses to move. A quiet moment, but full of character. Malva is a genus of herbaceous or woody, annual, biennial, and perennial plants in the family Malvaceae. As I went to draw the dining room curtains, something soft and fluttering caught my eye. A few small fruit bats were circling in the dusk, their silhouettes gliding between the last traces of daylight and the settling night. I couldn't tear my eyes away. There is something strangely calming about their flight, the way their wings fold and stretch with complete confidence in the dark. Fruit bats, also known as megabats or flying foxes, though the smaller species are often just called fruit bats, use their excellent eyesight and keen sense of smell to find food. Unlike the tiny insect-eating bats that navigate purely with echolocation, these gentle fruit lovers rely on vision, gliding from tree to tree in search of blossoms, nectar, and ripe fruit. Their wings, more like delicate leather sails, are supported by elongated finger bones which allow them to turn and swoop with surprising grace. These bats play a crucial role in the ecosystem, pollinating many indigenous plants and spreading seeds far across the landscape. Without them, some trees would simply vanish over time. For a moment, I forgot completely about the curtains. I just stood there, watching their effortless movements, feeling oddly privileged to witness this quiet ballet of the night. And so, with the fruit bats making their final rounds and disappearing into the darkness, this becomes the end of the video, a gentle close to a simple, beautiful moment.